Have you ever wondered if your trail running kit could actually replace your hiking gear on some of those really rough trails? Well, after about 15 years of mixing runs and hikes, I've learned that most stuff doesn't just work for both. So today I'm going to show you 4 pieces from OMM, a brand I'd never even heard of until Ultralight Gear sent them over, and whether they genuinely hold up for both running and hiking. And just so it's clear, all the OMM gear I'm talking about in this video was sent to me free of charge by today's sponsor, Ultralight Gear. They don't provide a script and they don't get to approve this before it goes live. These are my own thoughts. Who or what is OMM? Now, before we get into the actual gear, it's worth knowing who OMM are because they're not exactly a household name. OMM stands for Original Mountain Marathon. Now, since 1968, they've run a 2-day mountain race every October in the UK where pairs of runners have to be fully self-reliant. It's cold, it's wet, and you carry everything on your back while navigating between checkpoints. And now that I've learnt more about it, it's definitely something that interests me, maybe one day. Their clothing and equipment was basically born out of that event, designed for mountain runners who need to move fast but still be self-reliant. It's built to be ultralight yet weather resistant, so you're not hauling dead weight when you're slogging up a ridge in sideways rain. And after doing research on this stuff, it's been tested in really unforgiving conditions, that late October UK mix of wind, rain and clag. So when you see OMM jackets, caps, or those slightly weird fleece socks, that's the design brief behind them. Keep runners alive and moving in rough mountain weather without slowing them down. Now, with that context, let's look at these 4 pieces that they've sent over. The DYNEEMA shell, the soft shell cap, the bearing tee and the core fleece socks, and see if they actually fit into a real running and hiking setup. The AETHER DYNEEMA jacket. So let's start with the thing that jumped out right away. This thing. The AETHER DYNEEMA waterproof jacket. So OMM have hyped this thing as the toughest running jacket out there, but what actually matters? Well, here's the stats. It's a 3-layer DYNEEMA nylon shell aiming for maximum durability without being a brick in your pack. Now, DYNEEMA is one of those fabrics I've slowly learned to trust over the years here in Tasmania. I've hammered a few DYNEEMA packs over the years and I've still got one that gets dragged out now and then. And honestly, the appeal's simple. It's stupidly strong for the weight and shrugs off rough use without weighing you down. And on paper, it's right in that sweet spot. It's got 3-layer DYNEEMA nylon fabric at 65 GSM, if that means anything to you. Hydrostatic head on this, which might mean something to you, is 20,000 millimeters, so it'll handle a serious amount of rain before water starts pushing through the fabric. The breathability is rated at 20,000 grams per meter square, and again, that's solid numbers for something that's meant to be used while you're actually moving and not just standing at a bus stop. And I've got to say, when I've been wearing this, it hasn't been raining here much since I received this, so it's been hard to test, but I have worn this on a few rainy days, humid days here in Tasmania because it's coming into summer now, and I thought I would get some stickiness on the inside of the jacket, but it's been pretty good actually. I haven't sweated. The other day I was walking in the rain with this thing on and I put a thermal on underneath and deliberately tried to get myself working into quite a sweat, and it probably took 25 minutes before I was building up a sweat on the inside, and that's inevitable in any jacket. So I thought that was pretty good. And at around 225 grams in a size medium, I'm in the size large, which is this much. It's firmly in the proper mountain shell that still disappears in the pack category. Is that a cat? I think that's a category. And the hydrostatic head I mentioned, if that's a new term, it's just a lab test for waterproofness. They measure how tall a column of water in millimeters can sit on the fabric before it leaks. So 20,000 millimeters means 20-meter column of water, something like that, can sit on top of it before it starts leaking through, and that's a lot of water. But basically, the higher the number, the more waterproof it is. Simple as that. Now, some of the more hardcore hiking jackets I take might be approaching 25,000, 28,000 millimeters a head from memory. So that gives you an idea of where this sort of fits in the scheme of things. But this is a running jacket. And feature-wise, well, it's very much built as a running shell rather than a general hiking jacket. It's waterproof and windproof with fully taped seams on the inside, which is a requirement for a lot of running races, trail races. It's got an active cut, and I like that. So it doesn't flap around when you're running or using poles. I really like that, and it's like some other brands do as well these days. It's got like a taper to the sleeves and to the jacket itself, which I really like. It's got a fully adjustable wired hood that actually stays put up when you're moving, so that's got a bit of wire in there, so it stays taut and stiff and is quite nice even without the hat on, as you'll see there, and tightens in on the back as well. And of course you've got the toggles on the side. So you can really get it. It's very much the same as most hiking rain jackets I would wear in these features here. So you can really wind it right in and get it quite taut. And that'll tighten right in around the face if you wanted to. It's got full length YKK AquaGuard zip with little zip garages, they call them, to stop drips sneaking in. I think that is the little zip garage just right there. I think they call that a zip garage. It's got the Velcro cuffs, and they've actually got integrated thumb loops, which is pretty cool in there. And that is strong. Like, that's not going anywhere. I'm pulling that quite hard. So that is a cool feature. I have not seen that on a jacket before, on a rain jacket. And you see that tapering there as well. But this is really good. I'd like this for when you're wearing gloves, particularly for creating a seal around the gloves as well and the sleeves, so you hopefully don't get much water coming in. And it's also got what they call a dynamic drop tail hem, which I always love in a jacket to keep spray and wind off your lower back. And some of my other jackets do have this as well, but basically you've got that hem that comes down around there, like that. Just covers your bum a bit. I like it. My other hiking jacket has that, something I look for in a jacket these days. It's also got two raised zipper hand pockets. I like a raised pocket as well. Again, my hiking jacket, an Arc'teryx jacket, has the same feature. It's got higher pockets, which I really appreciate. And the reason I like that is because it will sit clear of a pack hip belt or a running vest, ideally, so it sort of sits there. I can easily get my hands in my pocket. Plus it has some sensible touches as well. It's got reflective details, the logo and stuff. It is quite reflective. It's got a PFC durable water repellent finish, as well as PFAS free membrane, which is refreshing because I've been looking more and more into that lately, looking for PFAS free materials. So it's nice to see that in a jacket like this. Now look, I haven't had a chance to really thrash this thing in full on sideways Tasmanian rain yet. Like I said, hasn't rained much here since I received it, but I've dragged it through a bunch of wet days, and here's what I actually noticed. The build is solid. The seams, the zips, the finish, it's real deal mountain running gear. It's not fashion rainwear. It is solid. And for something that feels so thin, that is pretty crazy, but we're talking DYNEEMA. It packs down super tiny, which is what you want in a as fast as you can go shell, or if you want to hike really light. The fit works. There's no bunching up under a backpack or hood, and the cuffs don't creep up as well because you've got that thumb loop, which is really nice. You know, and after, you can tell the quality of a garment when you're testing a lot of this stuff, and it's clearly meant for ugly mountain races, which is no shock really, since OMM built it for the UK fell scene and their crazy October storms that they run these races in. So you're probably saying, what's the catch? What's the catch, Mauser? Is there a catch here? Well, there is a catch, and it's a real catch. This thing is crazy expensive. And look, it's tough for the weight, but it's probably not indestructible. So here's how I would look at it. If you're always running or fast packing in really nasty weather and you want a true ultralight tough shell, this fits the bill. If you're doing crazy mountain races all the time, off-trail mountain races, that type of thing, if you're doing, you know, the trail scene here in Tassie and you go in all the races, you know, where we can get some pretty bad weather sometimes, it might be worth an investment for you. For most others, don't jump on this if you're just doing one rainy hike now and then, or you need a rain jacket to pack for a race because it's a requirement of the kit. It's not for you. It's for the people that are out there hardcore doing it all the time. Get your basics sorted first, then go shiny if you really need it. And weirdly enough, the piece I've found the easiest to recommend isn't even the fancy shell. The DYNO soft shell cap. So this thing, the DYNO soft shell cap, is the kind of thing that quickly ends up in my grab it every time pile. For running, it just ticks the main boxes straight away. It is super light. Like, I can barely tell this thing's on. It is so light. Like, it's probably the lightest hat I've got now. And it basically disappears on your head. It squashes down to nothing. So if I take this off mid-run, it just vanishes and it crushes up into your pocket like that, or into a running belt. Perfect. Like, I often, when I'm doing a long run, I love taking my hat off for 5 minutes here and there. I always run with a hat, but I always take it off for 5 minutes just to, you know, let the sweat dry out a bit, and then I'll pop it back on. So perfect for that. And because it's this sort of soft shell style, it gives you a little bit of wind resistance, I guess, as opposed to some of the paper thin racing hats that I've worn in the past where they've got holes and stuff all over them. I like something like this that's going to protect me a bit more from the sun because I'm basically bald. From a hiking point of view, well, it's a nice crossover piece. It's easy to throw into your multi-day pack as a sun and drizzle hat without really noticing the weight. I do like the toggle on the back too, very discreet. I like the colour too, nice colour. And if you're still using an old heavy baseball cap for everything. Swapping to a cap like this is one of the small sort of upgrades that just makes sense for every run or walk. It's going to make it a bit more comfortable. And speaking of upgrades that quietly become everyday staples, well, the next one has become a bit of a favourite. But first, let's have a quick pause here to say thanks to Ultralight Gear, who sent these pieces over and are sponsoring today's video. Now, I get gear offers in my inbox pretty much every day of the week, and honestly, I turn down about 99% of them. If it's not something I genuinely take on a trip or use in my own training, it's not turning up on this channel. Ultralight Gear is a bit different. I've been buying from them for years, back when they were called Ultralight Hiker. Everything from food bags to the earlier Nightcore battery banks. Their service has always been spot on, and the one time I had to return a dodgy battery, they had a replacement on the way even before I'd figured out how to post the old one back. So while these OMM items were sent out for me to test, the opinions are entirely my own. If something doesn't make sense for the kind of hiking or running I do, I'll say so. Now, if you do want to check them out, I'll leave a link to Ultralight Gear down in the description. They've got a really solid range for hikers who care about weight but still want reliable kit. So give them a look for any piece of gear that you're after, because they've normally got it. All right, let's get back to the clothes I've been living in lately. The Bearing short sleeve tee. Now, this thing that you may have noticed, the OMM Bearing short sleeve tee, has quietly become one of my favorite running shirts. It's slightly thicker than my normal running shirts. It's just got that slightly thicker feel to it, so you might expect it to feel hot, but it actually feels airy and less clingy. And I just find I just keep reaching for it, whether I'm running, walking, or just heading out for the day. And that's usually the best test for clothing. If I keep choosing it again and again, it's doing something right. And from a hiker's point of view, I like this kind of tee as a do-everything travel piece. It's comfortable for all-day activity. It's decent looking to wear around town during the day, and it's tough enough to live under a backpack. And honestly, I can see myself grabbing another one of these, because having two in rotation for trips and everyday use would make a lot of sense. Now, with summer coming up here, this is going to get a lot of use, and I quite like it. I'm going to get a blue one, I think, as well, because I love this thing. I'm just wearing it every day. Now, let's look at a more niche piece, that could really look after your feet at the end of a long day. The Core Fleece socks. The Core Fleece socks, these things, are basically Alpha Direct for your feet. They're light, they're fluffy, and they're impressively warm for how little they weigh. And this just makes them good for lounging or sleeping. I'd take them on trips where I'm mostly going to be tent or hut bound, and having dedicated sleep socks actually matters. Honestly though, I prefer thicker socks, and I rarely sleep in socks as it is. I tend to get hot feet in bed, so for me they're more of a nice to have item than an essential. But if you do always sleep in socks, then these would be ideal. Like, I know my wife would love these, and I might get her some because she loves to have warm feet when she's asleep. You can throw them on once, you're done for the day, and get that cozy slippers in the sleeping bag feeling without carrying camp shoes. The trade-off is durability, as always with Alpha Direct, any Alpha Direct. This style of fleece is delicate and will wear out fast if you walk around in them a lot. So I'd keep them purely as sleep socks, I think. You could maybe do short stints around inside a hut, but they're definitely not for hiking or wandering over rocks in. They do have that little layer on the bottom, but I would imagine that would wear through if you started wearing them around like shoes all the time. But they're definitely not for hiking or wandering over rocks. Used as a sleep sock, they're a great little comfort item if you're a sock sleeper. They're just not a game changer for me personally. And if you want to see exactly where something like this fits into my overall clothing system, then check out this video up here next for my full layering setup. Enjoy.